Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brooke, and today is the day before Thanksgiving 2024. And I'm thinking of Black Friday and how a week ago I got rid of Amazon. I had my Amazon account for years, and I did something I called Buy Nothing New November, and it's really thrown me for a loop. So I ended up getting rid of Amazon in an attempt to be a better consumer. And so today I want to talk about different ways, more creative ways, and more thoughtful ways we can give gifts to people we love, and how we can actually show them our love through our gifts rather than just buying something for them to say, hey, I remember you. So, being a ceramicist, I'll start off with an idea I like to promote. I think right now is such a great time to sign up for a ceramics class if there's any availability in your local classes. And these can be found anywhere. I mean, we all can just go online and figure out the closest ceramics studio near us. And I think making something ceramic is a great gift for lots of your loved ones. Like you can literally just knock out gifts for the family and you can get so creative. And I think something functional is always really nice because then it won't get tucked away in a cabinet. And if like let's say it's for your sister and you make her a mug because you know that she likes coffee, she's probably going to use that mug if it's a good size and think of you every time and just think of how thoughtful you are and just like have these good thoughts about you rather than, I don't know, something you buy from the store that doesn't really mean a lot that you just bought to make sure that you checked her off your list. And I think that's what we've been doing. That's what I've been doing. I've been checking people off the list in a hurry every year. And I think back to that and it doesn't feel good. It's stressful for me. It's draining my bank account every year. And I think most of us can do better. This is another little fun thing I made thinking about my son. He's 4, so this might be for older kids. But it's a maraca. I saw a maraca out in the world and I was like, I can make one of those. So I just made this. Imagine if you go to a ceramics class, you finish it, you do whatever you design you like on it. Maybe you could put the person's favorite color or your kid's favorite colors on here. And then I just filled it up with beans. I filled another one up with rocks. So there's 2 different sounds coming from 2 different maracas, and my son can make music when he gets older. And then I just glued some corks to the end. And I glued an acorn inside the other one. I thought that was a fun little thing that we found on our walk. Speaking of nature, I like to do things with sticks, and I think that's a fabulous idea because when you think about a lot of the things you've had through your life, most of them are gone. We don't keep things, they're very temporary. So, if we can use something in nature that you can either later just compost it out in the world, in the ground, or in a composting, bucket, then why not? Just find something like sticks that you can turn into drumsticks. Like my son will love these. I'll find something to put on the tips and I'll put some tape around there and he can take these to school since he already has a pair at home. And I'm sure he'll find plenty of things to drum on. And yeah, when he's done, you could just take the tape off and get rid of these. So I highly promote sticks and walking in nature with a pair of scissors so that you can forage. Speaking of foraging and having a pair of scissors on you in your jacket pocket, in your purse, I think that's a really good idea. And I try to do it often because another great gift I think is a bouquet. A bouquet is great, but they're so expensive if you go to a florist. So walking out in nature when you're out there anyway, and just having the intention to find a certain color palette and cutting a number of branches off of trees, putting that together and giving it to someone you love for either Christmas or maybe they have a December birthday. I that's any time of year. I think that's a fabulous gift, and it's extremely thoughtful. I wish, you know what? I think that's something I need to start doing. I've done it before, but I need to take my own advice. Going back to ceramics and just kind of giving a bigger gamut of things you can make for people. I think of my ex likes to smoke. Lots of people were in California smoke, and so I make these pipes, and you can put your little flower there, and you put the holes in the right place. You just figure out how to make it, and it's a lot of fun. And it's really fun to watch it come out of the kiln and then use it. I mean, people get a hoot out of this. Honestly, I think I should start making more of these again. So another gift giving idea I really like. My birthday's coming up, and I splurged a little bit on perfume because that's one of the things I really like. I like being able to smell good. And I just love natural perfumes, especially. So I've got this perfume, and it's a lot. I don't need this much. Obviously, I paid for the whole bottle, but I would love to share it. And even if, once you get this open, you figure out how to get these things open because they're not always easy. If you can put it back, I think saving these little tiny bottles, I like to just save bottles in different locations in my house and, reuse them. If you save these little spray bottles, you can dilute this and put it in here with some water and turn it into a home spray. And you're barely taking anything out of your own stash, but you're giving somebody a really nice gift, and you can put your own label on here. And I think that is something so lovely, especially if you really love the scent. Even though they're personal, it's a really nice gesture. Okay, so speaking of all things fancy, I realize I don't wear earrings. I get earrings and then I tell myself, why did you waste your money on a pair of earrings again? So I have multiple pairs of earrings, and I think these are beautiful. I found these at an independent shop, but I feel bad. So these are something I can gift. I could just get a box and why wouldn't I? At some point, these are no good to me anymore if I haven't worn them for 2 or 3 years. So if you have a friend that likes earrings, especially creative ones, I highly suggest doing that. And that goes for any type of jewelry. I think we all buy jewelry that we don't really wear. So just put a little thought into what friend or family member would like this. Like this, I'm not giving away. I love it. It's a bracelet. But if I didn't wear bracelets, I would totally just give this to my mom. So this is, I think, a really nice, thoughtful, and kind of expensive gift. It can be. Next up, I'm thinking of home remedies. I like to garden. I like to keep seeds and flowers for my garden. This isn't necessarily that, but I think we're getting into the winter, and I have a friend who's a teacher and other friends who are around kids who get sick quite often. And so a thoughtful thing could be a Manuka honey remedy. And this is something I've been trying to make every winter. It takes planning. So that's a lot of thought right there. If someone knows that you took 30 to 60 days just to let garlic and rosemary and sage and ginger and turmeric root that you went to the store and, bought or grew, and then you just put it in the Manuka honey and you let it sit, and, it becomes this kind of liquefied situation on top. But you take this at night before you go to bed when you're starting to feel some sickness here, and I really love this stuff. It's not the best tasting, but the Manuka really helps. And it makes you feel like a whole new person the next day. I suggest that, and just a straight clove of garlic, by the way, that you chop up. You put it on a tablespoon, a little sprinkle of lemon, some extra virgin olive oil, and you just swallow it down some water. The next day, you're good as new. That's my health remedy. That is my winter remedy. This and the garlic. As I mentioned, I like to keep jars and bottles. I don't always take off the labels, which is fine. This is my personal stash of calendula flower, which I dry at least a few times a week. I'm picking them to dry, and I'm keeping them in here. And when I, gift something this season, I will probably gift a whole bottle of this to someone, and then I'll put it on an empty jar, and on the label I'll give all the different uses it has and suggestions. I like to grind mine in my coffee beans, so that's something I think people can do pretty easily, and it's nice. It's like, oh my god, they grew these flowers, they dried them, and they gave me a whole bottle. I don't know about you, but that would make me very happy. It's nice also to get flowers on Christmas in this form. Speaking of the garden, since it's so late in the year, a lot of items have gone to seed, a lot of plants. So I've kept a lot of seeds. I think this one, I don't know if it's molding them now. Okay, I think. Okay, I think we're fine. So I've kept a lot of seeds and putting them in one of your saved jars. Again, putting a label on here and letting them know what kind of seeds they are. They can, you give a suggestion of when they should be planted. I suggest taking seeds from flowers and food that can be planted around the same time. Because if someone's going to maybe start a new garden, which I'm always trying to promote, then it's something they can just sprinkle. Take a few of them and sprinkle throughout their bed and then see what pops up. I'm a big proponent of experimenting in the garden. And look, don't look up a bunch of stuff. If you're going to get started in the garden, like if a friend that gardens wants to give you some seeds, then just plant that shit. Just plant it and see what pops up, because that's the most fun thing, getting what you don't expect. That is the most fun part of gardening, I swear. So just do it and expect nothing. How about that? Okay, so I mentioned the perfume earlier and turning that into room spray. This is a face wash I recently got in. It wasn't cheap. I like, quality face products. And this is like a cleansing milk. And this is something, if you really like a larger bottle of some type of face wash or cleansing situation that you got, why not just take some out and put it in a smaller bottle, kind of like a big sample size for one of your friends, and share it. And you don't need this label. You can just, like I said, just write your own label, let them know what it is, and you can even write where you got it. So if they really love it, they can get their own later. I would love that. Everybody has their own face care routine, but I think it's so lovely to just try new, really good quality products, and only do this if it's really good quality. Don't go out and get a bunch of synthetic stuff and share it with your friends. That's not worthwhile. I'd say two more things. For kids, there's just so much you can give kids, and there's a lot of regifting that can be done, because kids grow out of not only clothes, but their toys and everything around them so fast. So engage with moms around you and see what you can get from them to gift to your kids. My niece is 10 years old, and she gave this back to me in June when I visited, saying, the bottom tore open. I gifted this to her years ago, and for months I didn't know what to do with it. And the other night I just figured it out. Like, I'm just going to sew it up like this. And so I'll send this back to her. I hope she's still interested in it, can at least put it up. And yeah, I'm really excited to give this to her. And I found a book that she wants from my best friend's son. So I get to send her some used books. And that's all I'm doing, is paying for shipping. I love it. Lastly, my son is starting to understand Christmas celebrations and traditions. And I bought this piece of paper at Michael's for 49 cents. And I thought, a red piece of paper, we can cut it up if we need to. And we're teaching him how to write and read. And he can use this special red paper to write his note, his letter to Santa. So I've been pulling this piece of paper out for days now. Like, if you're ready to write, we can help you write your letter to Santa. What do you want for Christmas? And right now he has one gift in mind, and I'm just so excited to start this process. I think after Thanksgiving, and I think we'll write it slowly. It's not something we need to rush through, and we can send it to Santa the day before. And, he doesn't know. It's all good. I'm just excited that we get to really engage in Christmas with him, and he gets to start remembering this whole process. And I'm excited about putting gifts together with him to show him at a very young age an alternative way of gift giving, an old way of gift giving. I guess the way that we've always given gifts, except for recently. There's, in my opinion, I'm starting to just see right through all the bullshit, honestly. I was always so sucked in. I love buying things. I've been off and on kind of a shopaholic throughout parts of my life. And I got rid of Amazon because I wanted to stop that process. And it's not going to stop it, but I certainly don't need to have such fast access to everything I need all the time. It's almost like it's a sickness that felt like it was brewing. And, we developed these bad habits, and somehow we have to get rid of them. So I went cold turkey on Amazon, and I feel really happy about it. It's been a week and a half, and it makes me think more creatively. And I already like thinking of how to do things outside of the box. Oh, one more thing. If you like to sew, I found this fabric around my house. It was on a pillow. We weren't using it. So I decided to make these little oven mitts, and I'll probably gift these as a set to a friend. And then I don't know really what to do with this, but I think I like it so much. I'll use it as a pot holder on my table. And so if you can sew, and pretty much anybody can sew by hand, it's something so cheap. If you need to go to the store to get needle and thread, it's a really great gift. And I think the thought of somebody sitting, if I get a gift like that, my thought goes to, you made this by hand. You sat there for how many hours or minutes and sewed that. And for me, you were thinking of me. Like, that shows your love and your intention with that person, rather than checking them off of a gift list. And I'm tired of checking people off. I want people in my life to feel special, because I think we all need to start thinking more of quality over quantity in a very serious way. So that's my gift giving creativity, my thoughtful gift giving guide. I hope you got something out of it. As a creative, I am always in search of something different and better than how we're doing things right now. Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays to everyone out there. I hope to have another video out soon, maybe in the next couple of weeks, and we can do some Christmas wrapping or something fun like that. Bye.